we can all breathe a collective sigh of relief because the Direct is happening. It's been a lot of speculation, a bunch of rumors, a lot of leaks, and then us managing all of it and trying not to get too excited. But finally, it's here. Tomorrow, September 4th, the Direct arrives. 40 minutes of awesome Nintendo Switch action. It's Nintendo versus all of us because we've got our expectations, we've got our hopes and dreams, and we just hope that they're able to bring us something that makes us smile. And I'm sure that they will. But rather than focus on predictions and pie-in-the-sky dreams, I'm here to tell you the 10 games you will most likely see at tomorrow's Direct, or today if you're watching this on Wednesday. And make sure to join me live for the Direct. We're going to be live streaming the show together and join it as a force. You'll find a link in the description below. Join me at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow and we'll watch this thing go down together. And hopefully it is a good one. I've been hearing around the internet that it is shockingly good, an awesome show, and everything we've learned over the past few weeks kind of adds up to this having to be an incredible show just based on what we know is gonna be there. And we'll start this list off with the things that are absolutely gonna be there and work our way down the ladder to some that I think are really juicy and have a high chance of appearing. But as always, temper your expectations. Nintendo requires a sense of patience and control that I often lack, but I'm really doing it here. We're going with games you're most likely gonna see instead of pie-in-the-sky games because I'm keeping it under control, and you should do the same. So definitely let me know in the comments down below, what's your under control prediction for tomorrow's Direct? Do you agree with my list? Is there anything you disagree with? Let me know. Smash that like button if you're pumped for tomorrow. It's gonna be good. All right, let's get to the list and we'll get the gimmies out of the way, the guarantees, the ones that Nintendo just gave us. They said that this Direct will spotlight Luigi's Mansion 3 and Pokemon Sword and Shield, so there you go. I'm gonna combine them together because I don't wanna waste 2 spots on 2 automatics, but Luigi's Mansion 3 is interesting because they must have something pretty new to show, right? They've gone into a lot of detail about the game on both the single player and multiplayer side of things, so what could they have? Well, there's a lot of Joy-Con releasing in October, and so I don't think we're gonna get a new accessory, but we might get is a Luigi's Mansion 3 console bundle. How does a glow-in-the-dark Luigi dock sound to you? Pretty, oh! Keep it under control. Pretty good. I think that would be cool, a nice way to launch us into the holiday season. It's a big game for them, and it's a cool one, a beloved character, and that would look sweet on the dock. And maybe there's more to multiplayer than meets the eye, or maybe they just want to dive into exactly why this game is definitely worth your $60 and really flesh out and explain how much content is part of this package. Now, on the Pokemon side of things, they've gone into extensive detail on the Mons themselves, on the story, on the Dynamaxing, on the wild areas and the gyms and the differences between the versions. But you know what it's time for? What haven't they told us? What haven't they revealed? You're gonna see the evolutions of the starters. I think it's high time. I really do. How are we gonna pick a starter in November if we don't know what they can become? There have been rumors and leaks, even images, but we don't know the truth. It's time for Nintendo to tell us. Perhaps they'll also dip their toes into a little more about the game itself, give us a few new Gen 8ers, maybe a new gym leader, and then tout that awesome, incredible Zacian and Zamazenta Switch Lite, which is getting closer and closer considering that the beginning original baseline Switch Lite releases in just a couple of weeks. I'm sure we'll see mention of that handheld as well. Okay, now with those out the way, here's the real deal. Number 2 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that's because a new character is just about imminent. If you don't want it spoiled, I won't tell you who it is, but if you've been paying attention to what popped up on Nintendo's UK page as of late, then you know. And a bunch of leakers have confirmed and said, yep, that's the dude in the game. So I bet we'll get that trailer, and we saw that 7-Eleven advertisement which hinted at Banjo-Kazooie possibly getting an early unveiling. So maybe Banjo comes sooner than expected and releases in a week, or perhaps they just put him out there when they said, at the start of fall, the 3rd week of September. Nonetheless, I would highly anticipate a Smash Brothers inclusion in this Direct. I think it's almost a guarantee. We may see other DLC as well, perhaps for Mario Maker 2. They've got that missing mode that has yet to be named, and they did promise online multiplayer coming to the package, true co-op online with your friends. I could see that being sort of a, hey, the patch is out now type ordeal, but DLC is a bit tougher to predict given that there are major Switch games that don't have any. Mario Party, that thing has sold a ton and they gave us no boards. Thank you. Keep expectations in check. I'm just guaranteeing Smash Brothers is there. I don't know about Mario Maker 2, even though it does seem likely. Ah yes, number 3 is a good one, and it is Town, Game Freak's other title, which has been missing for some time. It's still slated for a 2019 launch, which seems a little odd. Emily Rogers does have her mystery game number 4 that's supposed to release in December, but it's a mystery game, and we know Town, so that ain't it. I wouldn't be surprised if Town does get delayed into 2020. Nintendo is not afraid to do that if a game needs a little more time. Plus, you've got the big one in November with Pokemon Sword and Shield, so not sure how Game Freak spaces that out, unless it's an eShop only title. But either way, I expect we're going to get a lot more detail on the game. We've got a few screenshots, a trailer, and a title that was a working title. So they got to give us more details here. Hopefully we learn about the battle system and how exactly this game takes shape, and maybe even how it's different from Pokemon. I'm super excited to see them use their RPG chops on something different than Ash Ketchum's universe, and I hope it is out this year, but I would be ready for a delay. Number 4 is painful, because I've been waiting for this for so long, but it really feels like it's high time to pull those Pikmin out of the ground and get a game on this generation's system. Whether it's Pikmin 4, that has been in development forever, that's why they named it Pikmin 4, because it's literally taking forever, or Pikmin 3 Wii U coming to Switch. I'm okay either way. I just want those little garden buddies back in my arms. I love the campaign in Pikmin 3. I think the multiplayer is super underrated, so I'd love to see that revived on Switch. Emily Rogers does say that there is a Wii U port from 2013 coming early 2020, so this would be the time to talk about it. Nintendo in their tweet said it will focus on 2019 Switch titles, but every time they say that, they also talk about the future. And the future is very open, because right now we know about Animal Crossing, and we know about Breath of the Wild 2, but when is that? Bayonetta 3? When is that? Metroid Prime 4? Way out there. Way out there. So they gotta fill in a little more of the calendar. Now, we'll make a quick pause for an Animal Crossing New Horizons mention, because I'm not sure if this shows up. The fact that they're focusing on Luigi and Pokemon of their already announced lineup makes me think that maybe Animal Crossing gets its own direct a little bit closer to launch. But we'll see. I feel like 50-50 on AC showing up in tomorrow's show. Alright, number 5 brings some third-party love to the platform, which is something that happens often in these September showcases. So a listing popped up for Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered on Switch. And this, for better or worse, makes a lot of sense. Ubisoft has ported AC3 Remastered to the platform, and their Switch support has been a little slight as of late. We know that there's a Rabbids game coming to China, but what do they have for the West? Well, AC Black Flag and AC Rogue Remastered seem like good things to get out in advance of the holiday season. I personally am not too excited, nor do I think I would replay them, but I really believe they will be there. It was backed up by a leaker, and so I'm expecting to see that double trouble action from a major publisher appearing in the Direct. You know what's more exciting third-party action than AC? Over freaking Watch. OW coming to the platform. Thanks to PowerA and Amazon for leaking that case. We know that Overwatch is just about imminent. There was a picture that popped up from GameStop claiming an October 18th launch. That sounds about right, but regardless, I really think it'll show up at the Direct this time. It's not something that will garner a huge palooza like it would have back in year 1, but it still is a very big player base, and it's nice to see Blizzard and Activision supporting the system. Maybe they can support it with another one of their IPs, but we'll get there in due time. Have patience, keep it under control. Overwatch will be a nice get for Switch, and even if Tracer is not in Smash Brothers, I'm still glad that all those characters, all that esports action, and all that FPS action is coming to the Switch. Number 7 is a Monolith Soft title. Now, they retweeted the Direct, which only happens when they're involved, so what could it be? Something more from the Xenoblade universe or a brand new RPG? I'm not going to get into deep speculation here, but don't be surprised if Monolith Soft shows up at the Direct. I think that's pretty likely given the fact that they did get involved in the retweet game, which happens a lot when companies want to say, hey, we're going to be there. And sometimes it doesn't. We're keeping things in check. But I feel like of all the unknowns, Monolith Soft making an appearance, it's been talked about that they have another game for a while, so this kind of all lines up, and I think it's very likely that we see them in the show. Alright, now it's time for the fun ones. Number 8 is not Mario Strikers. I really want it to be Mario Strikers. Trust me, that's the game that I think I want most just as much as Pikmin 4, but I don't think they're ready for it. We know that Next Level is hard at work on LM3, so how would they also be hard at work on Super Mario Strikers 3? That doesn't seem to add up, even though I did see that Strikers poster in the Luigi's Mansion footage at E3, so they know we want it, and I think it comes eventually, but I'm pegging Mario Golf as a new multiplayer Mario title that gets revealed. Maybe it's baseball, but I feel like it's time to get another sports title in the mix. They've done super well on Switch. Tennis Aces was a phenomenal package, supported to the tens, and now they're through with that, so it's time to move on. Golf may not be the greatest sport on earth, but Mario Golf has been fun since its inception, and I love what they do with some of the light RPG elements. I think they bring it in here. It's a great title for, you guessed it, Switch Lite. Take it on the go, get your rounds in, get your birdies on, and get your one-handed Donkey Kong golf swing going. I never quite figured out how he has that much strength. But then again, it's Donkey Kong. He has to fight King K. Rool. He's got his own theme park coming to Universal Studios. The dude is a mega monkey. Number 9 is like Pikmin, something that I hate to say because it just seems like it won't ever happen. But yet again, the Call of Duty scuttlebutt has surfaced, and we've seen Nintendo account linkage on Call of Duty's official website, which doesn't really make sense because Call of Duty isn't on Switch, hasn't been on Switch. Whoa. Could it be on Switch? Maybe this is the time, because a while back we saw some Nintendo Switch verbiage in the code when Modern Warfare was about to be revealed. So perhaps Modern Warfare is coming to the Switch in some capacity, or maybe they're doing something exclusive and different, or bringing a zombie package to the platform. I don't know, but if Overwatch is coming, Activision could be making a push. And don't count Call of Duty out just because Overwatch is there. These things often come in twos. Remember when Bethesda got in hot and heavy with the Switch back in year 1 September show? They revealed both Doom and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. They doubled up. So if Activision wants to do the same, they are more than able. Overwatch and Call of Duty would absolutely dominate the first-person shooter space on Nintendo Switch and would be really, really cool for hardcore fans who are ready for more of that on this console. The 10th and final game is probably the one that I'm most excited to see, most eager to see if it happens, and that would be a brand new IP. We know that Nintendo likes to cook up stuff that we cannot predict or expect. And if you look to Emily Rogers, whose list of 2019 Switch games has been spot on, her mystery game number 4, she says it has not been guessed, has not been predicted, hasn't even been rumored or leaked. What the heck could that be? You know, I'd love to think it's Paper Mario, but people have guessed that time and time again. I'd, of course, wish it was Pikmin 4 or Mario Strikers, but those are thrown out on the daily. Even smaller stuff like Kid Icarus and F-Zero, that's been guessed. That's been talked about. What has not been talked about? New IP. How could you guess or leak or predict a new IP? You couldn't, because it's a secret Nintendo project, and I would be stoked to see that. What have we gotten out of this area lately? Splatoon, Splatoon 2, and ARMS. All 3 of them have a lot of merit, and 2 are fantastic. 1 is probably even legendary. So I'm very eager to see what Nintendo concocts next in the original space for Switch, and if this is the time for it, that's awesome. I am so behind that idea no matter what it is. Emily Rogers says there is a big first-party retail title supposed to hit in December of this year that we don't know about yet. And this fall has Zelda, Luigi, and Pokemon. I don't know that the holiday season can handle another major Nintendo mainstay, but a new IP, while it would need marketing to gain momentum, could be a great way to supplement a new console iteration in the Switch Lite and to go alongside these tentpole titles like we mentioned before. So I'm beyond excited. I just couldn't tell you what it might be because who the heck knows? It's a new IP for a reason. Oh, you want a curveball? Let me throw you one bonus pick. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville has a countdown clock that expires tomorrow. So that game is probably getting revealed. EA has been back and forth saying we don't really want to support the Switch. Oh no, we do love the Switch. So maybe they've got their head on right and they are going to give us a new game. What if PvZ gets announced tomorrow and then a Switch version revealed in the evening? That could make a whole lot of sense, but we'll have to wait and see. Whew, there you have it. My list. Those are the 10 games I think we will see at the show with certainty. We could go pie in the sky and I could wish for that 1,000-year door remaster that everybody has been signing in a petition for, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So we're keeping it in check. We're giving you the 10. that I expect to be there, and we'll watch this thing live together at 6 p.m. Eastern. Link in the description below. If you guys are pumped, hit that like button. Cannot wait. I'm trying to keep calm. Oh, it's so hard. These are the moments I freaking live for. As a Nintendo fan, you know that directs, they're the definers, and this is going to set the stage for not only the rest of 2019, but probably early 2020 as well. And I hope that there's third-party support, new first-party stuff, updates on what we already know, maybe even a stealth drop or two. But we'll have to wait and see, my friends. Until that time, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic freaking day. Let me know what you think of my takes in the comments down below. Give me your under control prediction. And until next time, SwitchForce out.